please assemble and listen to the wide wisdom of Boris Korczak.
Hello, Anons. Look, from the place where Martin Luther King spoke, he had a dream. We have a dream. Don't we have a dream? And our dream is that the Church of Nonsensology goes down here and now before it causes more damage than it did already. We want the asthmatic dwarf to go to prison because he violated our American law many times over. And we are here in a peaceful demonstration asking federal government to look back and to go through the documentation, to start investigation and bring justice to the country that needs it more than ever before. Now, I will repeat myself by telling you again. Write to your congressman, write to your senate, write to your representatives. Do something, please don't let it sleep. Don't you fall asleep. Fight. I am a fighter, you are fighters, you are my children. I feel like that you are my kids. Please don't stop it. So thank you, God bless, and I don't want you to stand in the sun for too long. Bye-bye, and keep writing to me, I will answer. Thank you, Boris. Tory.
Hey, Anonymous! Hi, you guys! This is an amazing day for me because 9 years ago today, I literally escaped across the country. I left at 9 in the morning, they canceled my van, they canceled the plane. The vice president of the Church of Scientology came up to me in the airport and said, we know where you're going, you're not going there. And I made it across the country thanks to people like you, some critics that helped me, and I'm free. So I can't thank you all enough. Everything you're doing, everything, you have to keep in mind, you never know. You could, like Andrea said 2 things to me, and that was it. I woke up. Now, it wasn't like I wasn't waking up. I'd spent 10 years waking up myself, connecting dots. But the 2 things he said cracked the Truman Show for me, and I was free. So you never know when you might be saying those 2 things that might crack the whole show for somebody. So anyway, thank you guys. You were fantastic. Huh?
What did he say?
Okay, here's what he said. The first of all, he helped me, right? Which Scientology wasn't. I was at the top, and we were kind of like chronic liars at the time.
At the time?
Way more than Scientology, because I was helping OSA. Okay. So he said, he helped me with the computer thing, and I wrote him a thank you thing. He wrote me back and said, you're welcome, which was very nice, right? And so I thought, wow, he's not as bad as I thought. So then I wrote him back and I said, why do you have up all this shit about my religion? Because he had the big Xenu.net, right? Yeah. And he said, I believe in truth. I believe in looking at both sides. I believe in having the courage to say what I think. I don't think Scientologists are bad. They're just misinformed, which was so great. I sat in my dining room and I cried for 3 hours because I got into Scientology at your age, most of you. I was 22. I was now 53 and I was waking up. And I wrote him back and I said, Andreas, I have no one. I can't talk. Everyone I know is a Scientologist. All the critics hate me. They think I'm OSA. I have no one. What am I going to do? And I said, if I leave, I'm going to lose every friend I have and my husband of 27 years. I don't know if my soul can take it. And he wrote me back and he said, Dear Magoo, I'm crying reading your email. I'm really sorry you're having to go through this, but I've got to ask you this one question. What kind of friends could those be if they're going to leave you because you changed your mind? And that was it. The Truman Show cracked open. So see how simple that is? Yeah. So thank you guys so much. And one last thing I'll say is in 2000, my first video on xenutv.net or .com, with Magoo Dancing in Boston, I said to David Miscavige, at the time I was talking about the critics, which there were probably about 1,000, but I said, there's an army out here and you better listen to them. And here you guys are! That's it, thank you.
Thanks so much. This is just amazing to be here with all of you. 10 years ago, I started speaking out against Scientology fraud and abuse. And I did so anonymously. I was afraid. I didn't want to become a victim of Scientology's fair game policy. L. Ron Hubbard's obscene religious commandment to lie, trick, sue, or destroy anybody who Hubbard deemed to be an enemy of Scientology. It took me a long time to get up the courage. There were other people who were out there, though, who were taking to the streets. Other people who stood up and said, I'm Arnie Lerma. Woo! I'm Jeff Jacobson. Woo! I'm Professor Dave Turetsky. Woo! I'm Barbara Graham. Woo! I'm Patricia Greenway. Woo! And I'm not afraid of you. What Scientology does is wrong and it has to stop. And it took me about a year before I could get the courage to come out and join in the movement to expose Scientology's fraud and abuse. It took Bob Mitton to give me that courage. And he also gave me a camera and some editing equipment, and because of that we have Xenu TV. And Stacy Brooks helped make my videos better. Her guidance was remarkable, and I wanted to thank Bob and Stacy, who have faced Scientology's fair game. It's like having the Terminator after you, and they've retired from the fight, but their work goes on through Xenu TV and through all of you folks joining in. And I got to say that it's just magnificent seeing all of you out here. We had maybe 50, 60 people at the most when we were picketing back in the late 90s. People would fly in from all around the world to one location, and now we have thousands of people everywhere Scientology is. So thanks to you for making that happen. You know, there's slavery inside Scientology. It's odd that, you know, their slogan is think for yourself. And really, the deeper you get into Scientology, the less you can think for yourself. Your reality is being stripped away and it's being replaced by L. Ron Hubbard's reality. So as Lincoln freed the slaves, I hope we can free some of the people who are enslaved in the RPF. And, you know, and just give people a chance to look at both sides, read all information. And you guys are incredibly effective. You're crashing Scientology's stats everywhere. The numbers in the orgs are down. The number of people in the RPF is up. Top leaders like Mike Rinder have blown. And people have felt free now to speak out and tell their stories. And that's largely due to you folks taking to the streets and making this possible. Some dope was interviewed by Maxim magazine in the newest issue, and they asked him about the masks. And is it going to be effective to be wearing masks as you protest Scientology? And this idiot said, you know, at some point they're going to have to man up, remove the mask, stand up, and be counted. That idiot was me. And that interview happened right after you folks started speaking out against Scientology. And at that point I thought, well, how can you have credibility unless people know who you are? But I've seen that you forged a new way to do this. And it's an effective way. And I just have to say that I'm damn impressed by what you've accomplished. So keep going. We're with you. The old guard salutes anonymous.